Okay, welcome to Menopause Month. I am chatting with new Hub expert, Lori McCully. Lori, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Hi, again, I'm Lori. I am a hypnotherapist and I'm also a medium. So everything that I do, I help to rewire the subconscious mind to help you live your best life. But in addition to that, being that I have this spiritual aspect to my entire existence, I help everybody. I incorporate being able to learn how to tune into your own intuition, to be able to connect with angels, guides, those who have crossed over. You can do that. Like, you don't have to be a medium to do that. So I like to know that, I should say, I like people to know that there is always somebody who has your back, even if there isn't someone who has your back here. So it's my goal to be able to help people to heal and rewire their subconscious and have that cell healing within their body, but also be able to connect with those on the other side, those that are guiding us, those that are leading us, to know that they're not alone, even when they feel very alone here. So it's kind of unique and different how I do it. Yes.
No, and I think you've touched on something really important there, because so many people, specifically in perimenopause, feel incredibly alone,
Yes.
and that's something that I see so often in the Hub. It's kind of why I set it up in the first place, was because I was like, okay, totes on my own here. No one gets it. So yeah. So the thing you wanted to talk about today in particular was anxiety, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Over to you.
Yes. So anxiety has been a common theme in my life for lots of different reasons. And then moving into this perimenopausal phase of my life, it really kind of exploded with stifling anxiety, because I had so many worries and concerns and uncertainty that was going on in my own life that honestly I had no idea how to navigate, and I felt very alone. So I did have to internally look and say, okay, first up, I need to figure out how to connect so I can listen to that inner guidance. But then when I was trying to do that initially, I couldn't even hear the inner guidance because I was internally freaking the fuck out. I mean, just to put it like, you know what I mean? So I couldn't even calm my mind down enough to be able to hear what I needed to hear to be able to move forward. So what I would like to do is be able to give everybody this trick, this tip that I use pretty much daily. And not only has it helped with my anxiety, it helps with negative thoughts. It helps with that spiraling that you can kind of get into, and you just don't know how to stop, where you can be in a great mood one minute, you think about something that's frustrated you, ticked you off, whatever, and then in your head you go to that thought, then you go to I shoulda, coulda, woulda, or this person really ticked me off, or this, or now I'm worried about this, oh my god, I'm gonna die because of this, or whatever, and all these crazy thoughts are spiraling out of control, and you went from being in a great mood to now your day is completely ruined and you're in a bad mood. And now not only are you pissed off at yourself, you're a bear to your family, you're a bear to everybody else. Now you go into this depression. It's just this spiral that we don't need to go into. But I think as women, as mothers, as wives, as partners, as all of these roles that we have to play, we put so much pressure on ourselves, and then we get stuck in this cycle. So I'd like to give a tip to help with that. I call it the reject method. You can call it cancel, you can call it reject. I do reject. And so what happens is that, and I want you to utilize this with anxiety as well. So what I realized is when I was starting to have a panic attack, like a full-blown panic attack, like for me personally, when I have an anxiety attack, when I have a panic attack, I feel like I have a heaviness. I can't breathe. Everything goes blank. I start to go numb. Like my fingertips actually go numb. Those are my symptoms for a panic attack. And when my mind goes blank, I can't even calm myself down to know to breathe. So for me personally, that's what I feel like. I know everybody's a little bit different. But when I get to that point, what I do is, because I don't even know to breathe, Like I can't even catch my breath properly. What I say is, and I've trained myself to do this, cancel, 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 cancel. I just keep saying it. You can say reject, 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 whatever you want to say. So once you do that, now your focus becomes on that word rather than what's happening within you. Once you can get to that point, all of a sudden you're going to feel those emotions that are going like this. This is literally what it looks like, the vibration of it. It's just going crazy. All of a sudden, it'll go like this. And things will start to calm down a little bit. And then in that moment, I need you to take a breath. Breathe, 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 breathe out. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. In your brain, keep saying cancel, reject, cancel, reject, cancel, reject, cancel, reject. Just keep, whether you say it out loud, whether you say it mentally, it doesn't matter. Your subconscious hears both. It doesn't matter. So once you can get to that point where you can actually like take a breath, you're still freaking out, you're still going crazy inside, then I want you to try to take another deep breath. But this time I want you to take a deep breath with, when you can get to the point where you can take a deep breath in through your nose, and I want you to try to do it slowly, like that, and then hold it for a second, and then breathe out through your mouth and let it completely out. You're retraining your subconscious mind to, instead of to be in fight or flight, you're now in control. So, and then during that whole entire time, I'm still thinking reject, cancel, reject, cancel, reject, cancel. Because what you're doing is not only are you rejecting the anxiety attack from taking over completely, you're getting self-control back, because your body immediately wants to go into fight or flight, knee-jerk reaction, and then it's just crazy pants. Or if you're having the thoughts, the negative thoughts that cause you to spiral, that reject and cancel will actually, it will cause it to, it'll diffuse it basically, and it'll cause it to kind of go down a second. Because what happens is that when you get emotionally in an uproar internally, whether that's from an anxiety attack, whether that's from your own thoughts, what happens is that your subconscious believes that when you are emotionally invested in something, really, really emotionally invested, that you want more of it. Because the subconscious doesn't know right or wrong. It doesn't know good or bad. It only knows what you tell it. And it bases what you're telling it on your emotions and what your strongest emotions are. So if those strongest emotions are coming from anxiety, you're going to get more anxiety, and it's just going to go out of control. If your emotions are coming from something that's completely pissed you off and ticked you off and caused you to spiral out, it's just going to keep giving you more of it. So this is the neutral way to cancel, reject, cause it to come down. You're retraining the subconscious. Oh, this is our new habit now. We're not going to go into fight or flight. We're not going to go into spiraling out. I'm going to have control over this. I'm going to take my breath in, my breath out. And then what you can start to do, once you start to regain, the mind is no longer blank. You've got control over the breath. You still might be freaking out and not feeling great or ticked off, if depending on which avenue you're in. But what you can do then is start to think of something that you're grateful for. And here's where the shift can happen. And it's going to, and once you allow yourself to do this, it will happen instantaneously. At first, it's going to take a little bit of training. The first time that I realized that I needed to do this and I did it, I was like, oh my God, I was literally standing in my kitchen and I'm like, oh my God, I can't even think of anything I'm grateful for. Like I was just so, you know what I mean? Like I was so wild.
Not grateful for anything. And everything's
everything's like the shit show. Like what am I grateful for? And I turned around, and I love food and I love to eat. And I looked at my fridge and I'm like, I'm grateful I have food in my fridge. I'm grateful I have food. It can be something simple. It could be stupid. It could be whatever. But if it is something that you're truly grateful for, food brings me joy. I love food. So for me, that was something that brought me joy. So I was like, I am so grateful for the food in my fridge. And I actually thought about my favorite food that was in the fridge. And in that moment, once again, now instead of going crazy, the energy calmed down a little bit. Now it's even calmer. Now it's doing this. Now I can focus. Now it's like, okay. And then it's like, okay, let me think of one more thing that I'm grateful for. Okay. I'm grateful that I have heat in my house. It can be something so simple. It doesn't have to be something that you should be made to feel like you should be grateful for. Like, you don't have to be grateful for your family and this and that. I mean, even though we know we all are, you don't have to, don't feel guilty about that. Just think of the things that make you happy in that moment. It could be something simple. It could be the fact that your floors are clean. It could be anything. It doesn't matter.
And sometimes the things that come out in the heat of the moment like that are like, wow, I mean, I am grateful for that, but who knew?
Yeah, exactly. You find new things out about yourself. So that's something that I have learned how to do. It's helped me to get self-control over myself when I'm having a full-blown panic attack, and also when I have the spiraling thoughts that we all have that are definitely associated with what we're all going through, why we are all here. And it just helps to reframe the mind. It helps to reset, and it really helps to bring a little bit of inner peace so that we can continue on with our day in a joyful, peaceful way. And it's something that's really helped me. And then once I got to the point where I felt like I could like breathe again, where I could not be blank, I felt then I could reconnect. You know what I mean? And in that moment, I've actually said, you know, guides, God, Jesus, guides, loved ones that have passed. I mean, whoever it is that you believe in, it doesn't matter. Like, you just say in that moment, like, okay, just surround me with your white light. I need you right now. I need your help. I need your guidance. I need, you know what I mean? Like, I need you in this moment because you know what I mean? Whatever, X, Y, and Z. And then all of a sudden, it's like you take another deep breath and it's like, okay, I got this. So that is just something that I do, and I hope that that helps others.
That is amazing. And I'm going to say thank you very much, because I think we've covered something so amazing there that I don't want to dilute it with any more anything. So Lori, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much.